This is VOA News. I'm Scott Walterman. Nearly 2,000 Jordanians protesting on Tuesday in support of Palestinians in Gaza following a deadly Israeli airstrike on a Palestinian refugee camp. They gathered at a mosque in the capital, Amman, near the Israeli embassy. Palestinian health officials say at least 50 Palestinians were killed when Israeli airstrikes hit a densely populated refugee camp in North Gaza on Tuesday. Israeli military spokesperson Lieutenant Colonel Richard Hecht, speaking to CNN, confirmed the Israeli strike on the camp, saying it targeted a senior Hamas commander in the area. Hamas is a U.S.-designated terrorist group. While much of the international attention is focused on events in the Middle East, UN Security Council members got a briefing on the situation in Ukraine on Tuesday from the UN's Office for Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs. Here's the Director of Coordination.
At the latest count, more than 9,900 civilians have been killed since the start of the invasion. To put this into perspective, this is equivalent to almost 16 civilians killed every day.
The findings were published in a report by the Office of the United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights. King Charles expressed his regret on Tuesday in Nairobi for the atrocities suffered by Kenyans during their struggle for independence from British colonial rule. In his speech marking the start of a 4-day state visit to Kenya, he stopped short of making a full apology. This is VOA News. A U.S. Department of Justice lawyer on Tuesday urged a federal judge to block the acquisition by JetBlue Airways of the ultra-low-cost carrier Spirit Airlines at the start of a closely watched antitrust trial. Here is Reuters correspondent Alex Cohen.
The U.S. government kicked off its antitrust case against JetBlue in federal court on Tuesday. The Department of Justice urged a judge in Boston to block the airline's planned acquisition of low-cost carrier Spirit Airlines for nearly $4 billion. The trial is part of a broad effort by President Joe Biden's administration to preserve competition and ensure air travel remains affordable for U.S. consumers. A Justice Department attorney argued the airline merger would lead to fewer seats and higher prices, citing an internal JetBlue analysis which projected its fares would increase 30% once the deal was finalized. She said that would cost passengers roughly $1 billion annually.
An attorney for JetBlue, according to this report by Reuters correspondent Alex Cohen, countered that the case was a misguided challenge to a merger between the country's 6th and 7th largest airlines, his point being together they control less than 8% of the domestic market, which is dominated by 4 larger airlines. The White House is confirming that President Joe Biden and Chinese President Xi Jinping will meet in November in San Francisco at a previous meeting where both were scheduled to attend. They will meet on the sidelines of that meeting, the APEC meeting. The U.S. on Tuesday imposed a form of sanctions on Myanmar oil and gas enterprise, according to the U.S. Treasury Department, but stopped short of imposing full blocking sanction on the Myanmar's ruling junta's main source of foreign revenue. The action, first reported by Reuters, prohibits certain financial services by Americans to the state oil and gas enterprise starting on December 15th. They did say Washington also slapped sanctions on 3 entities and 5 people whom the Treasury Department said were connected to Myanmar's military, according to the statement that they released about the situation. There is news 24 hours a day on our website, which is voanews.com. You can access that anytime you like. In Washington, I'm Scott Walterman, VOA News.
Thank you for watching. Can you do me a favor? Please leave a comment in the comments section below. That would really help. Thank you, and see you again soon.